This is Arvin Vohra, founder of Vohra Method and author of The Equation for Excellence: How to Make Your Child Excel at Math. In this video, I'm going to explain how our live speed rating system works. If a student is in Vohra Method class, about 30 minutes into class, we're going to send a text and email to your parents saying how fast you're working on that day. So the first nuance to understand about this thing is that it's just your speed today. It's not your average speed of all the classes that you've ever been in. It's how fast you're working today. The second and most important nuance is you'll see that it'll give you a prediction of how long all of SAT training would take at this speed after you've finished the prerequisites. And that's the really important part of this video, the most important part of this video. What do we mean by prerequisites? Let's take adding fractions. If you're going to get a high SAT math score or a high ACT math score, you need to be able to add fractions, and that's obvious. But adding fractions is not really what we consider advanced SAT training. It's what we consider fourth grade math. Many high schoolers have difficulty with it. We work with many students on adding fractions. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's a prerequisite. So if you're currently working on things like adding fractions, like long division, multiplying monomials, combining like terms, that's not going to be part of that, the predicted time. The predicted time means after you finish those basic arithmetic, algebra prerequisites, that you know the difference between a noun and a verb, all that, then how long will it take to do all of SAT training? So super important. The time predictions are how long it'll take after prerequisites. Now let's look at the ratings and see when you need to be worried. If you get a normal, almost everyone's going to get a normal all the time. Even if you're getting straight A's at school, well, most Vohra Method students get straight A's at school, so normal just is normal. It is fine. I mean, it's what almost everyone's going to get all the time. Slower than average. When should you be worried? Well, it's about the student's age. If the student's 9 years old and gets a slower than average, yeah, no kidding. A 9-year-old is going to work slower than the average high school student or the average middle school student. And that's fine. That's totally okay. There's nothing to worry about there. If you are 16 and getting a slower than average, well, that's not good. That's a problem over there, and it means that something realistically needs to change. Most likely, if you're getting a slower than average, it means that something's distracting you. And most likely, if something's distracting you, it's probably music. I know that when you're doing busy work, it's good to listen to music. Listen, when I'm doing busy work, I listen to music. I watch TV when I'm doing busy work. When I do the dishes, I always watch TV because doing the dishes is boring and doesn't take any attention. If I'm working on something hard, I make sure that there's no music or anything. Even if music is on, I automatically shut it off subconsciously. So it's not that there's something wrong with music. Music is wonderful. Music is great. It's uplifting. It has many great qualities, but helping you get stuff done that's difficult is not one of those qualities that music has. People say, what about classical music? Classical music is the worst thing because it's the most complex. It's going to take up the most of your mind. It's going to slow you down the most. It's going to make class maybe feel fast because you're being distracted, but it's going to make the class take longer. So if you're getting slower than average, just turn off the music. If it's something else, though, if it's not that, then set up a Skype consultation so we can figure out what it really is. It just might be something in your workspace. It might be some setting in Slack that we can change to make it easier to focus. But whatever that, if it's not music, then definitely set up a Skype meeting so we can make sure you're getting the most out of this program. If your speed is slower than average, it's going to take you several months longer and cost a few $1,000s more. So take it seriously. If you're in high school, if you're in elementary school, if you're in third grade or fourth grade, don't worry about it. You know, we don't believe in inflating our speeds to make you feel better. We're going to tell you the truth. And if you're working slower than the average high school student because you're in fourth grade, yeah, fine. Then maybe you'll soon be working at the normal speed by the time you're in seventh grade. That would be incredible. If you're in seventh grade working at getting a normal, that's amazing. Now, all that being said, very slow is an emergency no matter what the grade. Very slow means we definitely have a major problem. It means we're working in a way that suggests that the student is doing something very behaviorally abnormal, like watching TV or playing video games during class. I mean, that's what would get you to very slow. It's not something to be taken lightly. Very slow is an academic emergency. Very slow means something has gone totally wrong. Either it could be a technical issue, probably not, or it's more likely to be some massive behavioral problem. Whatever it is, we don't know what it is, but we do need to meet right away if you're getting a very slow. If you're getting slower than average, try to meet with us in the next couple days, 2, 3, 4 days, next week, whatever. If you're getting very slow, you absolutely need to meet with us within 48 hours. It is an absolute, it's not normal. Very slow is something that almost never happens. So if you're getting a very slow, we need to meet right away so that you're not wasting a lot of money and time. If you're getting a very slow, this program is going to take hundreds and hundreds of hours. It's going to cost thousands of dollars more than it needs to. And at the end of it, it probably won't work either, because very slow means that students really probably not paying attention at all. So you'd be paying a lot, taking a lot of time, and getting no results. So we need to change something majorly, immediately, right now. This is DEFCON 1 or DEFCON 5, whichever the bad one is. This is an emergency if it's very slow. Faster than average, you'll probably never see that. I mean, it's going to be exceptionally rare. Vohra method students tend to be pretty intense. So super intense for us is normal. Faster than average, I don't really expect to see that very often. Exceptionally fast means that you would be working at literally twice the speed of the average Vohra method student, who's going to be usually a high-achieving student. It's just not ever going to happen, so don't worry too much about that. If you have any questions, please email us at learn@vohramethod.com.